Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. In today's video, we're looking at another rusted and broken down ship that looks like it's been cobbled together with different parts to give it its overall great look, and it's called the Dreams of Gentle Surf, which is this lovely thing that I'm currently standing on. So this is basically a traditional boat that you could, if you really wanted to, use on the water mod, and it should work very well because it does have all the hydrogen tanks below the ship, so it should be able to float with that mod. But yes, this thing has got basically everything you need to survive in survival mode, including a full pressurized interior. It's got all types of thrusters, we've got a gun at the front for a little bit of defense, an ore detector, a survivor kit, and a ladder on the side so you can get up and into the ship without needing to use your jetpack. So press the F10 and find this in the spawn menu. The Dreams of Gentle Surf is 252 large blocks, using pretty much all the DLC packs. We've got a nice lot of information about it, such as the story behind the ship, its general specifications including its block count, and then we've got here it's got no mods, it's got no scripts, it does use subgrids, and here's all the important stuff that you need to know for the survival mode. So giving this thing a thumbs up, we move around towards the very front, have a cool look around the outside, a very quick tour on the interior, very teeny tiny interior on this ship, then we'll go and drive it around for a bit, maybe just slam it into a mountainside. And just ignore the ship sitting in the background, I had a bit of a rough landing because it's all in survival mode. Anyway, at the very front, for the Dreams of Gentle Surf, this is what we get. So as you can see, we've got some grey and a bunch of rusted steel blocks to make up the main body of the ship. Where I'm standing, we've got a bunch of railings to make sure you don't accidentally fall off this, especially while it's moving around, because you could easily fall to your death. Move around on the side that has the sunlight, so here we go, there's our ladder to be able to get up and inside. Got some fantastic use of a bunch of unfinished steel blocks, just to add for some decoration, and there's the start of many thrusters to go around this ship. So on our left and right, we've got some ion thrusters. To slow us down, we've got some hydrogen thrusters. We can also see an O2H2 generator sitting right behind it, with a couple of our brand new atmospheric thrusters on the side there for our left and right. We can also see a wheel that's been angled via a hinge, just to make it a bit more junkyardy and give it that overall slapped together look. There's a magnetic plate below the ship. Over here, some more unfinished steel blocks. Then around towards the very back, we've got ourselves a large hydrogen thruster. Then over to the opposite side, we then get a bunch of small hydrogen thrusters that's been connected up by our rounded conveyors that then go across to the main body of the ship. Then come around to the opposite side is a very similar story, but instead of having a wheel on the hinge, we then have our antenna, and then we can just about make out our ore detector on top. Moving all the way up and looking down, we can see an interior turret at the very front for a bit of defense, a little bit of protection from the top in the form of some armored panels. And looking all the way down, we can just about make out the back of that ore detector, some more hydrogen thrusters, a little heat vent, a little cap on the top of our connection point on our hydrogen thruster, and there's our wheel on the opposite side. Coming over to the front where I'm standing, there we go, we can see a bunch of warfare batteries to help power this thing. There's some fantastic use of what I believe is the unfinished neon tube parts that just come all the way towards the front for a bit more decoration. If you were to move down and come underneath this thing, all the way down to here, here's all of your hydrogen tanks with some unfinished solar panels just to give it a bit of protection, but it will not protect the hydrogen tanks from any kind of lumps and bumps if you do have a bit of a rough landing. And that's what I found out in the distance over there. If we just pan over here very quickly, as you can see here, we've got a bit of a dune in the middle, right where those hydrogen tanks were, and it has a slightly rough landing. Not too hard that was actually forcing it to destroy a block, but it was fast enough that it would have damaged the blocks, but due to the hydrogen tanks where they were positioned, and due to where that mount was, it just took out the entire bottom of the ship. That's something to watch out for. Anyway, back over to this, coming back down underneath it, there we go. More ion thrusters, more hydrogen thrusters, another heat vent, another cap on that hydrogen thruster. Then over to this part, we can see a bunch of conveyors, and there's a connector right next to some more hydrogen thrusters. And there we go. That's a brief look around the outside of the Dreams of Gentle Surf. It looks bloody fantastic how's it all being set up. I'm an absolute sucker for these junkyard ships, where they're just cobbled together with all different stuff. It's very much like a hodgepodge of all different blocks you can get, unfinished, rusted down. It all looks very well, and it's all put together. Now what I can do is just grab hold of my character, turn around here. I don't really need to jump up from the bottom, so I'm just going to walk over to this part, past our interior turret, and come up these steps. All the way up to here, there's our lovely spotlight that we use as a camera. Then we come into this section, where there's our ore detector, there's our gyroscope, there's our hydrogen thrusters to make sure we're nice and warm if we're going on a snowy planet. And over to here is our helm control lid. But we don't want to come here just yet, no, we want to come down to here and to the opposite side. Because round to here, we then got a button panel, which is going to be to control the pressurization of the interior, as well as control the lights and the interior turret. We want to open up this doorway, now we can come inside. So closing that up, we now got a ladder, we can come all the way down to here, there's a cargo access if we need it, Over to this part, there's your air vent. Looking down, we can see our hydrogen tanks. Towards the front, there's our shower and toilet. Over to this part, there's your bed, there's your survival kit, and there's your kitchen to cook your food. Looking all the way up, there's your inset block. And that's about it. The interior. Very cozy, and you could get a little bit of fun out of that doing some role playing in survival mode. Anyway, moving all the way back up to where I just was, up to here, into here, closing that door. Now it's time to come up to that helm. And there we go. Had a bit of problems getting up there, but now I'm actually up to the top here. Hopping into the helm and bring up the HUD, these are the controls we get. So before I go through that, let's just undo the parking brake and lift this all the way up. There we are. So number 1's going to be for your hydrogen thrusters and your front to turn them off, and that'll put you into a cruise. Putting it back on will come to a stop. Then number 2, number 3 is going to be for your ion thrusters, atmospheric thrusters on the side there to turn them on and off, just in case you don't need them. Number 4 is for your spotlight, so you can actually look around here and get a good view of what's going on. Coming out of that and pressing number 5, that's going to be for your connector to lock and unlock it. Number 6 for your hydrogen tanks to stop power on and off. Number 7 is for your antenna on and off. Number 8 for your ore detector on and off. And then number 9 is for your interior turret and the front to switch that on and off. And that is all the controls for this ship. So what we're going to do now is fly this around and see how it handles on planet Pertam. So moving forwards, we've got some fantastic speed, which should be expected for that large hydrogen thruster at the back. Coming to a stop, however, we are a little bit slower, but it's not too bad at the end of the day, and you should have no issues whatsoever slowing down in time as you're approaching a ship or a station that you need to dock up to. Moving left and moving right, we are very slow in comparison. And then moving down can be helped by gravity a lot. And then moving up, we're a little bit slower than forwards and backwards, but still faster than left and right, which is always good to know. And as for gyroscope controls, this is what we get. Compared to moving forwards and backwards, we are exceptionally slow, but it does suit this size of ship. You're not going to be zipping around, you're not going to be doing a quick 180. This is going to be to cruise along and well go on your merry voyage. As for that is pretty much it what this ship has to offer. It looks bloody fantastic with how it's all been designed, and I absolutely love these little fins at the back there that do look like it's got wings and that it's just going to be floating along on the water surface. Yes, there's not too much else to talk about with this ship, so one final thing to do is to slam it straight into a mountainside and we'll see how it crumples. So coming over to here we go, any second now. Now just fly straight into it. And there we go. Oh, of course, I forgot I was in survival mode, so I have now died. But that's all that remains. And well, that's about it for this video. So there'll be a link to the description below if you wish to download and play around yourself. Highly recommend you do. And I'll be back with another video some point soon. Bye bye.